Okay then, Sharkima, let's go.
Yeah. You too, Miracle Hunter. Yay! You too, Peko Onaka. Hooray! And you too, Kirito. Thank you. You're very welcome. Anyway, I'm taking those monies back.
Okay.
I'm gonna move back. Okay. Well, it's like I have to tell Mom about something. Yeah, let's tell Mom. Next time we go to our village. Because I have to tell all your names, alright? Yeah, that's alright. Okay. Alright, I don't feel like that way, okay? My hands are getting to fall down. I know. I think it's got... There you go. I don't know what would happen to my pants. Well, it's okay then, okay? Yeah, we just put that down and just tuck my pants up, okay? Okay, good. Because my pants, you know girl pants, right? It's good to know. Alright, I'm putting those boots on. Yeah, I should probably be walking. Yeah, okay. So, Mom, I'm going to the library right now. And, me and Sharkima and Miracle Onaka and Peko Onaka and Kirito are going to the art gallery as well. Okay, yes. Alright, and can you put the dog in the kitchen or outside, please? Thank you. Okay. Is it locked? I think Mom locked the door. Yeah. Okay. Love you too. Bye. Have fun to you too. Okay, she says she might be a little sickly. Look, there's a cat. No, that's a squirrel. Sorry about that. Well, careful. Careful! I always have to be careful, huh? Yeah. There's no one in the mail. Okay, let's go. You have to be careful not to, zip or anything. Well, it's okay to walk, right? It might be a little bit safe. Yeah. Okay, let's go. So, what's that up? Yes, what is it? I think, it should be good, right? Yeah. Oh, you have to be careful with that. Yeah. What's wrong with my pants? Here we go. Okay. Make sure not to, tuck my pants down when I'm walking. Yeah. I need to get a new pants when we dry. Yeah? I always got new pants, right? Yeah, I always do. Yeah. You know what? What? Your license probably one. Yeah, no way. Well, I cannot do Microsoft Sam. Why not? Because he said soy 69. Yeah. So I'm gonna change it that way to Samsung. It means changing it to a story? Yeah, but the hyenas. This is really good to know. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's okay. It does a little bit happen. It's not that slippery out. Yeah. So, forget about it, huh? Yeah, it's kind of a little wet, so do not be slippery. Okay, good. So what? I was just thinking that I might do something for us today. Yeah, probably. today was a really good day. You know, Alex has a bad day. Yeah, probably. Okay, I need to look for cars here. Miracle Hunter? Yeah? Make sure you look for cars before you cross the street, okay? I know. Good. You know what? What is it, Peko Onaka? I think one of those roads are slippery too. Oh yeah, you're right. It is slippery, huh? Tell me what happened that time. Oh, you know what happened that time? I think it was part of that road was real slippery. And that sidewalk is not really slippery at all. Yeah, I know that, Peko Onaka. What about you, Kimberly? You ever walk on a sidewalk like that? No, I don't. Let's see. Okay, anyway. Let's just, do somewhere, okay? Okay. I wish I'd known. You know so much more. Oh dear. Yeah. If I do this one more time, and I'll do something. What is this? I don't know. Okay, there's no cars around here. Let's go. Okay, good. I'll look both ways, huh? Yeah, probably. Okay, gotta do something with my pants. Yeah. Okay, there's no one here. What's gonna happen to you? I don't know. The normal bit of puddle, so really depends. Yeah. I just watched the Bull movie. What was that called? Ferdinand. Do you even watch Ferdinand? Yeah. And it's their Naga thing. Yeah. And that's the Lorax thing? Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah, what's Netflix? Netflix is a streaming service website that you can watch some of the series, Netflix original series, and an original film. And more films that come out with anime too. Yeah, I know that, huh? Yeah, I know that. Besides, I like to take part of the Keanu movies. Thank you very much. You're very welcome. Yeah, I need to look for cars too. Which cars? Might be a little somewhere. Yeah. Okay, there's no cars around here. Let's go. Do you look both ways here trying to see Miracle Hunter? Yeah, I do. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it, Miracle Hunter. Thank you. You're very welcome. Okay. So once we get to the library, you have to be quiet, right? Yeah, probably. You too, Peko Onaka, and so. Okay, good. Besides, we're gonna be loud in that, art gallery, because we're, anyway, too. Yeah. Okay then. Let's try to go somewhere next time. Okay, I need to see if there's puddles right there. Oh no. What? We can't walk around it. Oh no, there's a big puddle right there. It's okay, you wear boots, right? Yeah, it's okay to wear boots, right? Yeah, probably. Oh yeah, I can step on it. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Let's see if I can step on this one. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's see now. We're finding it. No, okay. Alright, there's no cars coming. Let's go. We better hurry, because the cars are already coming to get me. Okay, good. There's a big puddle right there, so we need to step on it, okay? Yeah, good idea. Okay. You just have to be careful. Okay. Okay, look at. Jeez. What's the matter up here, Onaka? I was just thinking. Okay. If I could go to Lloyd's George today, can I just join the club? Or can you join the club? Which one? Who'll be your club? You're always welcome. Thank you. You're always welcome to be here. Because we're making home meal releases. Are you working on a club actually called Steve Night Club? Yes, I do. Okay. Well, you're always welcome to my club, and you'll be joining your own club. Yeah. Good idea, Makeda. I'll be visiting you when I have problems. Okay? Okay. If I have any problems, then I should call you. Okay? All right. All right. There's no cars right here, so let's go. Good idea, huh? Yes, good idea. Great! Okay. So, come on. You can step on the puddles when we walk there. Yeah, good idea. Good. You see that temple over there? What? That's Sensoji. Sensoji? Yeah, Sensoji temple. It was burned down in the 1950s and it turned to rebuild. So it was rebuilt, huh? It was rebuilt after it broke down in 1924. Yeah. In 1985, the Sensoji was rebuilt. Yeah. So this is Sensoji temple. Yeah. And this is Notre Dame. It looks so huge. Church. Huge cathedral. They have bells in it too. Yeah. Just have to wait then, okay? Okay. Thank you. I was not getting closer to the car, okay? Yeah, good idea. We're just gonna have to, go right to that car and just move. Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna have to see if there's cars coming, okay? Yeah. Walk. Okay. Sorry about that. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. How come my pants all down? I don't know. I can pull my pants up too. Okay. Good. Okay, there's no policeman coming. How is that going? Nothing. Okay. Whoa, what was that? What? It looks like a... Oops! No, wait! What? What? Stop! I didn't look at the lights! I didn't even look at it! Look! I didn't look at the lights! I was just looking at people outside. Yeah. This way, okay? Okay, good. I didn't even look at it. Sorry. It's okay. This way, okay? Okay, there, stop. It's stopping. It's stopping. Cool. Okay, there we go. Good. Ooh, that's the postman. Yeah. It looks like I don't have much time, right? Yeah. I'm just gonna have to pull my pants up. Okay, so how come my pants are all down? Here, let me just put that way. I'm gonna pull my pants up, okay? Okay, good. Okay, it keeps falling down on me. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Darn it! What? My pants are getting fall down again. Jeez. Again with that thing, huh? Okay, hold it down. There we go. Stupid pants, they need to go down. You know what? I think I should try new pants. Yeah, when we get home. Yeah, good idea. My pants are going down. And we can get the underwear thing. Yeah. I don't know why what happened. Oh. Come on. What? Get me up. Yeah. Yeah. What the hell to my pants? Yeah. Where are you? Okay. Let's pull this up. There we go. See? Good. Jeez. I'm not liking it, you know. Yeah, I don't like it. Used to. Okay, anyway. I don't know what happened to the street lights. Yeah, good idea. I always keep looking at the lights, but it's not going anywhere. Yeah. Okay, so let's. Oh no, it's slippery. What? My pants are gonna get stepped down. Yeah. Okay, do you want to tie this one? Yeah. Okay, I'm just pulling through stuff. Okay. Okay. No, pull my pants down. Yeah. They're not tight enough. They're not tight enough? No, they're not tight enough. Wait. Okay. I just need to do something. Yeah, probably. Okay. I need to look. See if the street lights coming. Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. There's traffic there, so we gotta hurry. Yeah, good idea. Okay, here we go. You need to pull my pants up. You need to fall down. Yeah. Give me nuts. Yeah. Yeah, let me just hold it straight. Okay. You have to pull this up. And there you go. Okay, What's a dog right there? You know. See, he was on late, so he cannot go to the library like that. Yeah, probably. Jeez. They were art galleries, huh? Yeah. Looking on the 3rd floor. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. Oh, look. What is it? Look over there. It's cool, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. It is really cool. So it's just Captain Albert in the Chronicles of Narnia. An Inheritance by Kimberly Tucker. Yeah. Would you like to go there? Take that off out. Can you go? Yeah, I like to go there. I like to go there too. Alright. Alright, let's get our things ready, okay? Okay, good. We have the beach bomb. Okay. We have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Okay, we have Greta. Okay, let's go up. Alright, good. Hey. Okay, we just need 2 meter. Yeah, 2 meter, huh? Where is 2 meter? Where's 2 meter? Where's 2 meter? Oh, that's 2 meter. Yay! Okay, we have 2 meter. Now I'm gonna get something. Thickness and grading of IC, right? Yeah. Okay. Thickness and grading of the IC. Where does that go? Good question. They didn't have they did not have second video. See, oh, there's Greta. Greta? Yeah, Greta. Oh, thank you very much. You're welcome. Okay, let me just see if there's something in here. What's that? Okay, what do we have here? Guess we have it, huh? Yeah. Crawl? What's Crawl? Oh, this is Crawl. Crawl's the one. Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of like an alligator movie. Yeah, we watched Popeyes, right? It was really Popeyes restaurant. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna get my
Card?
yeah, library card for something. Yeah, I don't have any winter stuff because it's really, I don't know what it is, but it's okay. I'm gonna put this one in there so you know it's stupid. Can you get my library card out? Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, I need to put this back in here. And then when we're done. Yeah, my pants are going down, that's why. It keeps going down when you walk. Yeah, probably. This one not good?
Doesn't want to close. There we go.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to the art gallery.
Okay.
Good. Alright, let's go to the art gallery. I like to see those things. Me too. Okay, once we go in the art gallery, we should probably see it. Yeah. Okay, I'm waiting for this one to come. Is it cool music? Yeah. Okay, we're going up to the third floor. Third floor? Yeah. Okay. Alright, we're going to the third floor. Yeah. Okay, I have to start right there so you guys can come in. It's already closed, so I'm in too. Okay. Alright, we're going up to the third floor. So should be down to the third floor. Okay, up to the third floor. Yeah. You just have to wait, okay? Okay, here it goes. You know what it feels like in there? What? It feels like it's something really cool in here. It's great. Yeah. Wow, is this all for us? Yeah, those are all for us. Wow. Never had that one before. Me too. That's a shoe on it. Yeah. What's big shoes? There's a lot of shoes. Yeah, probably. I have to, there we go. Whoa. Wow. Is there a cross header? Yeah, there's a number of cross header. Cover page color, black and white. Captain Albert Valley Side view. Side view. And the frontal view. Captain Albert inside view. And frontal view. Last side. In the temple. The mission. The thing. And the thing. Sometimes the confrontation. Soldier. Duty. Short rest. Well, that was pretty scary. Yeah. OTS. Irma. AC. On B. Number 541. Number 542. Comes south. Second number 42. Comes south. And 41. Yeah. Well, there's Captain Albert right there. Yeah. Captain Albert and then comes up to engineer number 1. Captain Albert poster. Number 5 poster. Albert and Croft poster. Yeah. There's a rock sketch. Remember Crot's spaceship? Captain Spaceship. Captain Albert running. Captain Albert Bus 1 and Bus 2. Wow. And this one's Captain Albert Bus 1 and Bus 2. Yeah, let me take a picture of that one. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just put this right away. Oh, there. I need my camera to take pictures of. This doesn't need a lot of things. Okay. Alright, that's just. I need more pictures in here. Yeah. I need to put this back in my pocket. Original comic page 2. One of these original design. This is side and back views of Captain Albert. First Captain Albert design. Original comic page. And then it's cross design. Yeah. Get what's over there. What's over there? Oh shit, come on. Okay. We've got really cool things in here. Oh, those are sculptures? Yeah, with that sculpture look. Oh, is that a teacup? It is a teacup, yes. Anyway, those are broken glass or something. This one's all full. With all those babies over there? Yeah, with a baby carriage, and with hands, and face. Yeah, I know that, huh? I know that too. Those are really cool. Yeah, I don't really know what to break something, right? It's really heavy. Yeah. There's dishes. There's a strawberry with people on it. And this is a really good spoon. Take a look at this. What? Looks like they're all nice. They're all nice? Yeah, they're all nice. Oh, what's the picture guy? I need to back away a little bit. This picture, huh? What's that? An unruly history. An unruly history, huh? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Decide to take a picture, and here we go. Okay, I need to, there we go. This is the unruly history. An unruly history. Yeah. That's good, huh? Yeah. There we go. Doing stuff. Oh. Here we go. Look, the design uniform. Wow. It's really huge. It is really huge, isn't it? That's cool. Yeah. And look, there's a head with the horns on it. Yeah, I like it. I like it too. Alright, let's go to number 3. Okay. Looks like that. Yeah, it's kind of like Lily with the Mark Jelly. It's the Lily with the Mark. Yeah. Lily with the Mark. It's cool. You have a lot of different things in there too. Yeah, there's a mini one right there. Yeah. It's so cool, I like it. I like it too. I guess that's Mary McDonald, huh? Oh, that's him. Yeah. I like it how there's Mary McDonald painting it right. Mountain painting here and there. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to outside. Yeah, I like this art gallery. It's so cool. It's so cool, huh? Yeah. I like it how when the guy's shoot on is really big. Yeah. Okay, alright, let's just go down. I like it. I like it too. Alright, let's go to ground floor. Thank you very much, Makata. You're welcome. Yeah, I like that bust over Captain Albert and the Emperor Crot. Yeah. Or the original design of Crot design. Yeah. And there's like a confrontation on there. Yeah. And unruly history is a little bit too. Like It looks like kids are running on this one. So, I'll let you go again. Yeah. Yeah, it's closer now. So here we go. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Oh, thank you very much. I like how it is. Yeah. Okay. Looks like we have to go again by next week, okay? What's this week? Next week is going to be February. February? Yeah. Next week is February. So we have to go again. Yeah. I'll have to go again. You'll have to go again? Miracle Hunter? Yeah. Okay. Alright then. So, Sharkima, you want to come with me again? Okay. So, I think I should go with someone else. Someone else. What's someone else? Someone else? Maybe it's Tanimano and Hinata Natsuki and Kuraisakiya and you Ayuki can go there. Yeah, let's go tell them. Alright, let's go tell them and then we'll have to see if we can go and have some fun in there, okay? Yeah. Let's go and have some fun next week. Like Tanimano and Hinata Natsuki and Yuraki and Kuraisakiya will be here. Yep. So it's gonna be you, me, and Miracle Hunter and Tanimano and Hinata Natsuki and Kuraisakiya and Yuraki. Thank you. Martin. And I have to take pictures too. Yeah, good idea. Good. Okay then. Looks like we're all due. Do you need to check your pants off? Yeah, probably. Okay. Okay, here we go. I like it how and things are gotten better. Yeah. Things have gotten better in this gallery. And this is so cool. I like it. Yeah. Alright, Tanimano, I'm coming with you. Who are you talking to? Myself. Oh yeah, that's right. You wanna call Tanimano with us, huh? Yeah, I want to go to the art gallery for this week person. So I can look up on comics again, and we'll look up on Kimberly Tucker again. Yeah, good idea. Okay, you like Tanimano to come with us? And Hinata Natsuki? Yeah. And we should take Kuraisakiya and Yuraki in it. Yeah. Okay, why is my tent still down? You know. Alright, here we go. Okay. Maybe we won't have to worry about it. Yeah. So I really love that the comic artist in there too. Yeah, me too. Onaka. I really love it how when the things have gotten better. So, what's a Tanimano? What is a Tanimano? Makato? A Tanimano was good. She's really good at dressmaking. Oh really? Yeah, she's really good at dressmaking. She's really good at costumes. She's really good at she's really taking care of us. Maybe you should tell her that you will need a costume, right? Okay. Martin. Let's see if we can go faster enough. Yeah. Okay. I just have to there we go. Go. So let's go. Okay. Martin. We're up then. Okay, I need to hold my pants up, okay? So I don't have to feel down anymore. Okay, good. Things have got a little bit better, huh? Yeah. These streetlights are going faster enough. Yeah. This I was worried I'd get hurt. Yeah. It's okay. The streetlights are opening right now, so they go faster. Yeah. I just need to tuck my pants up, okay? Yeah, good idea. Okay, I'm just gonna have to take it really seriously, okay? Yeah. You know what, Matilda? What? I like it when you tuck your pants up and just hold it, right? Instead of walking with your pants off, right? That's right. Good. I'm running out of breath, Matilda. Me too. Okay, let's see now. What's the matter? Nothing. I just felt like Captain Albert. Do you feel like Captain Albert? Yeah, probably. Okay, the Kanimano. She likes dressing. American Honka? Yes, what is it, Makoto? Do you like to try some of the Lolita costume? Who, me? Yes, you. Okay. What do I need to dress up like Victoria and Lolita costume for? Because we're always getting a story about Simpson. What's a Simpson? Simpson Galaxy S20. Yeah. S20, huh? Yep, S20. What do you call it S20 for? Because I always wanted to try out some of the costume for you. Did Kanimata do this? Yeah. So if you want to help Costume Teachers to film you, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. I'll just go to filmmaking lessons and do my stuff, and then I'll just ask why the Costume Teachers do not add Casino Illusion, okay? Yeah. You gotta hold my pants, so probably fine. Cool. Remember we stepped on this puddle floor? Yeah. Because we're gonna do it, okay? Yeah. Good idea. Okay, let's go into it. Okay, good. Do not step on the deep water, okay? Okay, good. You see? Yeah. Okay, when he tells us to go, we go, okay? Yeah. See the car stop? So now it means we go. Okay, good. I feel like you're paying attention to others, huh? Probably. I'm a police officer, you know. Who do you think you are? Officer Judy Cop. I don't like this music.
Thank you.
See. What did you say to me? No, nobody. See. Okay, anyway. Let's go to our gallery by next week so I can take a Kanimano and Natsuki and Kurasaki and do IT with us, okay? Yeah, good idea. Alright then. So let's go on to it. Okay, good. When does that close it? It closes on let's see now. When does that close it? It closes on February 13th. Oh yeah, that's right. February 13th, right? Yeah, you saw the poster that day, huh? No, I didn't see the closing date. Okay. It looks like February 13th was probably closing, right? Yeah. Okay. Right then, let's get to it. here. There must be something in there. Hey, do you ever see a squirrel before? It is a great squirrel, huh? Yeah. You're eating up those things over there. Yeah, I like that squirrel. Me too. Yeah, let's continue our way. Yay. I wonder why. There are 8 floors in this thing. Look! What? It's Kaide Akino! Where? Where'd you see that? Oh, on the 2nd floor! Oh! Here you go. She winked at you. Thank you very much. You're welcome. I was like, she lives in an apartment. Yeah, she lives in an apartment, right? Yeah, she lives there. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, I did say hi to her. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna not tell Mom that way. Yeah. Cool. Maybe we should go visit her someday. Yeah. Okay, on the last day of this comic and Kimberly Tucker Art Gallery, let's just see if we can take Kaide Akino with us. Yeah, good idea. After Kanimano and Hinata Natsuki and Gaishakia and Yuaiku. Yeah, good idea. Okay then. We will be able to go, huh? Yep. Okay. I know Kaide Akino was probably a good person. She's always a good person, isn't she? Yeah, probably. She wants to be my helper, so yeah, she probably wrote me a message when I get there to Gmail. Yeah. Okay, let me see if there's cars coming. Yeah, let's see where's cars coming. Okay. There's no cars coming. Do you look both ways before you cross the street, Miracle Hunter? Yes, I do. Okay. We're good. Okay. Okay, listen now. It looks like all the puddles already. The puddles are really good. Yeah. I like how you stepped on it, Miracle Hunter. Me too. Good idea, huh? Yeah. I want to try some of those costumes. Wait till we meet with Kanimano, okay? Okay. Because Kanimano is busy right now, so we should go meet her on the weekend, okay? Yeah, let's go meet her on the weekend, okay? Okay, good. Okay then. So we just have to be careful not to be slipped off, okay? Yeah, good idea. Let's go to the right this time, okay? Okay, good. There's some blueberries left. Blueberries? Yeah, blueberries. Still have the crush on this too. Yeah. Okay, Reliance, huh? It is Reliance by Ford. Well, that's pretty good to know. My car is Hyundai. Is it 2020 Hyundai Koma? Yeah, Koma. You rode on there, right? Yeah. It looks like we have fun in my car, so we played some music. We drove there to Gatineau, to Lancaster, and then to Super Mario Bros. So I think this year we should go to. I think this weekend we should go to Gatineau again. Yeah, let's go to it. Okay. Looks like we're going to Rolling Lewis by the weekend. Who's Rolling Lewis? You know my boyfriend used to live there? Yeah. He moved to the studio, and then he moved to Alberta by how many years is that? It looks like it was 10 years, right? Yeah, 9 years was 2011. 8 years was 2012. And 7 years was 2013. 9, 8, 7, 6. I think 6 years. My boyfriend moved to Alberta. 6 years? Yeah, 6 years. 2014. Wow. That was 6 years, huh? Yeah, 6 years. He moved to Alberta. And then we should probably go to Ling Lewis, where he was a childhood house. He lives in his house when he was a childhood? Yeah. Careful, you might bark, okay? No, never mind. Okay. I think he knows that already. I beg your pardon?
You can hear your voice when you're
Yeah, I think it was me talking about my boyfriend. It was me talking to my boyfriend about how we go to this weekend, go to Ling Lewis, and look up upon the house that my boyfriend used to live there when he was a child. Yeah, my boyfriend. His name is Christopher Pelican. Yeah. Yeah. So he moved to Alberta since 2014, and he lives there. I miss him so much, Mom. Okay. Anyway, let's get to work. Okay. So, last week we can go to Liz College. Yeah. Okay. I need to put the movies into the top shelf. Yeah. Okay. So we got Tomb Raider and Kroll and Greta. Yeah. So we have to make Tomb Raider, huh? Yeah, probably. Okay. So just have to wait for a second. I got difficulties over this. Here we go. Okay. Now we need this. Oh yeah, just put in there. Okay, I'm gonna put my phone into my thing. Why are the tickets in there? I don't know. Just put a ticket back in. What's that? Oh, it's Ford v Ferrari. Yeah. You watched that movie, Ferrari? Yeah. Okay, this should be good. Okay, we need cameras. Camera? Okay, I need camera to put in there. Okay, I just gotta have to close it up. And I'm gonna take my phone out. It's still recording? Yeah, look. Hello class. Welcome to this week's filmmaking lesson. Before we get started, I want to ask you something. Why you did not add Tina Illusion episode 3 in it? Put your hand up if you had an answer. Yes, Yoko Sasaki. We didn't do Tina Illusion episode 3 because we need to do something different by this week. Okay, do something different, right? Yep. Okay, thank you very much, Yoko Sasaki. Alright, so today we will be doing first we will be doing home video releases. If you go to 2020 home video, it's showing all home video releases. So let's get started, everybody. Alright, let's go to Wikipedia and see what other home video releases we got to. Oh, we did this, right? Okay. Alright, on today, we will be doing American Outlaws 2001 film. Here's a plot in this film. It's a long plot. Here we go. A group of Confederate guerrillas are trying to raid the Union Army very late in the American Civil War. The Southerners are ambushed, but thanks to the sharp shooting of Frank James, Gabriel matched, and the distracting at the same time clever antics of Jesse James, Colin Farrell, the guerrillas managed to survive and pull through. The James brothers, along with their war buddies, the younger brothers, congratulate themselves. But during the ride to reconnect with their unit, were surprised to learn that their army was pulled out. General Robert E. Lee had surrendered the previous day at Appomattox, and the war is over. The group decides to return home to their families and farms. Things have changed when they get back to Missouri. The town is occupied by the Union Army. Jesse's childhood friend Z, Allie Larter, has grown up into a very attractive young woman, and there is a man hanging in the town square, ostensibly for treason against the North. And actually, those farmers with large amounts of land are being pressured to sell their farms to the railroad company, who are pushing across North America. If they don't sell their land to the well-groomed, suit-wearing Thetis Raines, Harris Yulin, and his Secret Service organizer, Ellen Pinkerton, Timothy Dalton, the farmers are burned out of their homes or killed outright. Frank James finds that the railroad doesn't even need their land. They're just buying it as cheap as they can get. To push the railroad through, the James and Younger brothers don't want to sell, and Cole, Younger, Scott Ken, loses his temper when several railroad men approach him about selling and kills two of them. The army decides to hang him. Since they were working for the government, he faces charges of treason. But his brothers Bob, Will McCormack, and Jim Younger, Gregory Smith, along with Jesse James and Frank James, decide to rescue him. With some help from Z, during the rescue, Jesse is shot in the shoulder and has to hide out of Z's farm. A few weeks later, when Jesse has recovered, the railroad sets fire to the James home, killing Jesse's and Frank's mother, Kathy Bates. The James and Younger brothers ride out for revenge against the railroadmen, but instead focus on the bank's payroll, reasoning that you could kill 100 railroad men and they won't care, but if they steal the payroll and attack supply trains, the army will sit up and take notice. Dubbing themselves the James Younger Gang, they set out robbing banks, with Pinkerton and Ruins struggling to stop them. The impact of the James Gang is only increased when they commit the first daylight bank robbery in history, turning themselves into folk heroes in the process. Eventually, the gang comes to blows over leadership, with Cole Younger feeling that Jesse is getting an overblown ego from the publicity of his gang's activities. Jesse backs down after a bitter argument and lets Cole plan and execute a robbery. Cole's chosen target proves to be a trap set by Pinkerton and Ruins. Jim Younger is shot and killed, and Jesse and his brother, who are tired of the killing and finding, leave the gang, and Jesse may later marry Z. The gang does not do as well without the James brothers. People don't respect the Younger brothers as much as they did in the James brother Younger gang, preferring Jesse's easygoing nice guy personality and his warm, friendly, and accommodating manner, which had won the affection of the townsfolk in previous robberies. When Jesse and Z attempt to start a new life, Pinkerton finds and arrests Jesse. During the train ride to the jail, Jesse is chained in a rear car, but manages to trick one of the deputies into showing his gun, which he uses to escape to the top of the train car. Meanwhile, Z and the remainder of the gang shoot a cannon at a locomotive, stopping the train and rescuing Jesse, comforted in the final moments by the two men he's come to hate. Jesse shoots neither Raines nor Pinkerton, but rather Raines' prized watch, a treasured gift from his father. Pinkerton tells Jesse through gritted teeth that he should go to Tennessee, as the railroad has no interest in Tennessee, and therefore neither does Pinkerton, since Pinkerton's being paid by the railroad. All right. Are you kidding me? Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, on tomorrow, we will be doing Angel Eyes 2001 film. Here's the plot in this film. On a wet, rainy night in Chicago, police officer Sharon Pogue is at the scene of the serious traffic accident, holding the hand of one of the victims, pleading that he hold on and not give up. 1 year later, Sharon is frustrated with the men she dates and has become estranged from her family for having her father arrested for beating her mother, Josephine. Her father and brother Larry have never forgiven her, and her anger is affecting her police work. A man known only as Catch wanders the streets of Chicago in a trance-like state, doing good deeds for strangers and neighbors. One day he sees Sharon at a diner and watches her from across the street. As she notices him watching her, just then a car pulls up and blasts the diner with machine gun fire, and Sharon and her partner chase after the criminals. Sharon catches up with one criminal, and in the ensuing struggle, he gets her gun and shoots her twice in the chest. Seeing that she is protected by her bulletproof vest, he prepares to shoot her in the head, but Catch jumps the man and knocks the gun away. Okay, I have to just to exit out this thing. Sorry about that, class. It was just a video. Okay, saving her life, that night, Sharon and Catch meet at a tavern and have a drink. A grateful Sharon tries to learn more about the Catch, but he does not talk about himself. Sharon invites him to her apartment, and after some awkward moments between the two, they share a kiss. Catch abruptly stops and leaves the apartment, leaving Sharon confused. The next evening, Sharon finds a dandelion taped to her mailbox with Catch's phone number. She calls and awkwardly invites him to breakfast at a coffee shop the next morning. When Sharon wakes up, she has second thoughts and calls Catch to cancel their breakfast date. Catch is already at the coffee shop and never gets the message. Upset at being stood up, he goes to Sharon's apartment and criticizes her for not showing up for her appointment, and then storms out. Sharon follows him to his nearly empty apartment. Surprised at the living condition, she demands to know more about him, but Catch refuses to reveal anything about his past, but he only says that he is starting from scratch. Following the advice of his mother-in-law, Eleonora, Catch calls Sharon and apologizes, and the two continue seeing each other. They go on a lakeside picnic in the state park and share a romantic swim, after which they make passionate love on the shore. In the coming days, Catch is there to comfort her after a family confrontation. His positive influence begins to show her in her police work. One night they go to a blues club, and after the band has played a number, Catch notices a trumpet sitting on a bandstand. He picks up the trumpet and starts to play a soulful version of the tune Nature Boy. As they're leaving, the owner approaches him, calling him Steve Lambert, and asking where he's been. Catch denies even knowing the men and walks away. The next day, Sharon investigates the name Stephen Lambert in the police files and discovers that he is the man whose hand she held at the site of a traffic accident a year earlier, and that Catch's wife and child died in the accident. She goes to the house he abandoned after the accident and learns that he was a jazz musician and that the accident occurred on his son's birthday, causing Catch to create a mental block. Wanting to help Catch heal from his emotional wounds, she tries to talk to him about the accident and takes him to the cemetery to see the graves of his family. But he gets very upset and walks away. Sharon visits Eleonora, who is actually catches former mother-in-law, Sharon, is looking for some way for helping the man she loves. And Eleonora encourages patience and tells Sharon and Catch will find his way in his own time. At her parents' wedding vow renewal ceremony, Sharon tries talking to her father, but he tells her that he feels like he doesn't have a daughter. As Sharon starts to leave, he stops and tells a videographer a wonderful story about her father playing with her and her brother when they were children. She is deeply moved by his memory. Her father overhears it and is also emotionally affected. But when Sharon looks at him, he turns away. Meanwhile, Catch finally goes to the cemetery and talks to his deceased wife and child, explaining how he remembers all the wonderful moments they shared. As Sharon leaves the reception, she sees Catch waiting by her car. They embrace and profess their love for each other. As they prepare to leave, Catch tells her that he'll drive. Alright. On Wednesday, that's today, tomorrow. On Wednesday, we will be doing Harriet 2019 by Capybara and Raccoon Dog film. Here's a plot to this film. In the 1840s Maryland, a slave state, Araminta Minty Ross is nearly married to a freedman, John Tubman, but still a slave herself in the Broadus farm, along with her mother and sister, while two other sisters had been sold to another slave owner in the South. Her father, also a freedman, approaches Mr. Bodis about her freedom, as Bodis's own great-grandfather had agreed to free Minty's mother, Harriet Rit Ross, and her family when she turned 45, even though Rit is now 57. Mr. Bodis insists they will always be slaves, and tears up the letter from a lawyer John had hired. Bodis's adult son, Gideon, mocks Minty for praying for God to take Mr. Bodis, saying, God does not care about the prayers of slaves. Mr. Bodis dies shortly afterward, alarming Gideon, who decides to sell Minty as punishment. Minty, who suffers bells since being struck in the head as a girl, has a vision of herself escaping to freedom, and she decides to run. Minty tells John to stay behind, as he would lose his own freedom if caught escaping with her, but plans to meet up with him later. Gideon pursues her to a bridge over a river, where he promises not to sell her, but she jumps away anyway, saying she will live free or die. Minty is presumed drowned, but successfully makes it to Philadelphia via the Underground Railroad, assisted by Quakers and other abolitionists. In Philadelphia, she meets Mary Buchanan, and the fashionable daughter of a freed slave who was born free and is now a boarding house proprietor. And William Still, an abolitionist and writer. William encourages her to take a new free name, and she calls herself Harriet after her mother. After a few months in Philadelphia, against the advice of Mary and William, Harriet decides to go back for John. She successfully makes it to John's homestead, only to find he has remarried, believing she was dead, and is expecting a baby with his new wife. Devastated, Harriet decides to free her family, but her sister refuses to leave her two children. Harriet continues to return, guiding dozens of slaves to freedom as a conductor on the Underground Railroad. And a myth begins to grow about the person responsible, who is dubbed Moses. However, when the Fugitive Slave Act passes, the escaped slaves are in jeopardy of being brought back even from free states. Gideon is livid when he discovers that she is Moses, especially as his fellow slave owners demand he compensate them for Harriet freeing their own slaves. Gideon pursues her to Philadelphia along with the slave hunter Bigger Long, who kills Mary. Harriet flees to Canada. In Canada, Harriet insists that the Underground Railroad must continue. She continues to help a runaway. Slaves flee all the way to Canada, although her sister dies before she can save her. Over time, the Baudes farm falls into financial ruin. Mrs. Baudes vows to catch Harriet, using her sister's children as bait. But Harriet's team overwhelms Gideon's siblings and retrieves the last remaining Baudes slaves. In the final confrontation, Bigger Long winds up shot to death, but Harriet lets Gideon live, telling him of her vision of Gideon's cause defeated by American Civil War. In the epilogue states she personally freed more than 70 slaves on the Underground Railroad and returned as a Union spy during the Civil War, leading 150 black soldiers who freed over 750 slaves. Alright. On Thursday, we will be doing Motherless Brooklyn 2019 by Black Swan Film. Here's a plot to this film. In 1950s, New York City, Lionel Esrog works at a detective agency alongside Gilbert Coney, Danny Fentel, and Tony Vermonte. Their boss, Frank Mena, rescued them as children from an abusive orphanage. Nicknamed Motherless Brooklyn by Frank, Lionel has Tourette syndrome after alienating him from people, but his photographic memory makes him a good detective. Working a secret case, Frank asks Lionel and Gilbert to shuttle him to a meeting. Lionel listens over the phone as Frank presents documents that threaten a business deal for William Lieberman. Low and their extremely large henchmen, when Frank tries to negotiate a high price, the men force him to take them to Originals. Lionel and Gilbert follow in their car, arriving just as Frank is shot. They take him to the hospital, but Frank dies. Frank's widow, Julia, leaves Tony in charge of the office. Lionel begins wearing Frank's hat and coat, and a matchbook in Frank's pocket leads Lionel to an African-American-owned jazz bar in Harlem. He realizes that Frank's findings involved Laura Rose, who works for Gabby Horowitz, fighting urban renewal. Poor and minority neighborhoods are being bought out and demolished, forcing out their residents. Lionel goes to a public meeting where Moses Randolph, a commissioner of several development authorities, is accosted. Stealing a reporter's credentials, Lionel talks to Paul, who rages against Moses at the meeting. Under the guise of reporting of the urban renewal story, Lionel gets to know Laura. She takes him to a club Frank was investigating, where her father Billy, assuming Lionel is one of Moses' men, he has him beaten unconscious. Lionel is rescued by the trumpet player and discovers that Paul is Moses' brother and an engineer. He realizes Lieberman is receiving kickbacks on many of the housing deals, and that the housing relocation programs are scams. Paul presents Moses with a huge renovation plan to improve the city. Billy calls Lionel, apologizing for the attack and offering to meet with information. However, Lionel arrives to find Billy murdered. His death is staged as a suicide. Staying the night with a distraught Laura at her house, Lionel admits his true identity and that he believes she is in danger. Finding photos of Paul meeting with Billy and his own. on his own. Lionel confronts Laura, who explains that her uncle Paul is her real father. Paul denies this to Lionel and explains that Frank and Billy plan to get more money out of Randall's goon. Against Paul's protests, he begs Lionel to find the evidence. Lionel is brought to Moses, who invites him to join his team and stop snooping. With 24 hours to decide, inside Frank's hat, Lionel finds the key to a Pennsylvania station storage locker containing a property deed and Laura's birth certificate, which reveals Moses as her father. Lionel gives the key to Paul and runs into Tony, who has been working civilians for Randolph. Tony admits he has been sleeping with Julia and tells Lionel to take Moses. Deal since Laura will soon be killed. Lionel races to save Laura, stopping her before she enters her apartment, and they flee. Laura knocks the large henchman off the fire escape and Lowell corners them with a gun, but is hit in the head with a trumpet by the trumpet player who drives Laura out of town. Lionel meets Moses, who reveals that he raped Laura's mother, one of his employees. Paul signed with the birth certificate instead, but exposure of this secret threatened Moses. Lionel warns Moses to leave Laura alone or he will release the information. He informs Moses that Lieberman is on the take, and asks that when Moses has Lieberman killed to tell him it is for Frank. Moses tells Lionel to tell Paul that his incredible plans for the city will proceed. The next day, Moses denies Paul's plans out of spite, while Lionel mails the information to the reporter whose credentials he stole. Lionel drives to the property Frank left him in the deed, where Laura is waiting for him. As they sit together, she begins to rub his back in a manner Lionel previously explained in his narration about that his mother would help calm his frantic thinking. All right. Let's see. Today, tomorrow. On Friday, we will be doing Parasite 2019 film. Here's a plot to this film. The Kim family, consisting of father Ki Taek, mother Chung Suk, son Ki Wo, and daughter Ki Jeong, lives in a small basement apartment, working low-paying temporary jobs and struggling to make ends meet. Ki Woo's friend Min Hook, who is preparing to study abroad, gives the Kim family with a scholar's rock that is supposed to bring them wealth. Min Hyuk suggests that Ki Woo pose as a university student to take over his job as an English tutor for the wealthy Park family's teenage daughter, Da-hai. Once Ki Woo is hired, the rest of the Kims successively pose as sophisticated, skilled workers, unrelated to each other, and integrate themselves into the lives of the Park's. Ki Woo begins a romantic relationship with Da-hai. Ki Jeong poses as an art therapist and is hired to teach their son Da-sung. Ki Taek is hired as a chauffeur after Mr. Park's driver is fired when Ki Jeong frames him for having sex in the car, and Chung Suk is hired to replace the current housekeeper, Moon Gwang, after the Kims exploit her allergy to peaches, claiming that she has tuberculosis. When the Parks leave on a camping trip, the Kims occupy the mission, exploiting their luxuries. That night, Moon Gwang returns, claiming that she left something in the basement. She opens a secret bunker, revealing that her husband, Gyun Sai, has lived there for years to hide from loan sharks. As she begs Chung-suk to keep their secret, the eavesdropping Kims accidentally slip and stumble into each other. Moon-gwang threatens to expose their scam after realizing that they are a family, leading to a fight. The Parks suddenly call, informing Chung-suk that heavy rain has ruined the trip and that they are arriving home shortly. The Kims force Gyun-sai and Moon-gwang into the bunker. Moon-gwang is kicked down the stairs by Chung-suk and suffers a fatal head injury. But the Parks return. Mrs. Park tells Chung-suk that her son was traumatized years earlier by seeing a ghost as Gyun-sai escapes the basement with the other three Kims hiding nearby. Mr. Park complains to his wife that while Ki-taek is a competent driver, he smells bad. The three Kims escape the mansion undetected, but find their apartment flooded with sewage water driven by the rain. They spent the night in the local gym, along with hundreds of others. Driven out by the rain, Ki-taek and Ki-woo discuss what plan to make next, with Ki-taek becoming indifferent, yet frustrated with their life circumstances. The following day, Mrs. Park throws a birthday party at Dasong and invites the staff during a private conversation in which Ki-taek tries yet again to speak in a friendly way with Mr. Park. He is reminded that he is merely a paid servant. Ki-woo returns to the bunker with a scholar's rock, but is ambushed by Gyun-sai, who hits him over the head with a rock. Gyun-sai escapes the bunker and rushes into the party, stabbing Ki-jeong in the heart. Gyun-sai's sudden appearance triggers Dasong's traumatic memory, causing a seizure and chaos to ensue. As Ki-taek rushes to help Ki-jeong, Mr. Park yells at him to drive Dasong into the hospital. Ki-taek throws him the car keys, which land under the struggling Chung-suk and Gyun-sai. Chung-suk manages to kill Gyun-sai with a meat skewer. As Mr. Park retrieves the keys, he recoils from Gyun-sai's smell. Ki-taek, pushed to the breaking point by Mr. Park's indifferent towards Ki-jeong's injury and his disgusted reaction to the smell, fatally stabs Mr. Park before leaving. Weeks later, Ki-woo awakens from a coma and is sentenced, along with Chung-suk, to probation for fraud. Ki-jeong has died from her wound. Gyun-sai's motive and the whereabouts of Ki-taek, who is wanted for Mr. Park's murder, are unknown. While watching the Parks recently so mentioned, Ki-woo notices a light flickering in Morse code, a message from Ki-taek, who now lives in the mansion's basement, and as Gyun-sai did previously, Ki-woo writes a letter to his father, promising to work hard and earn enough money to buy the mansion so his family can live together again. But the film ends with Ki-woo still in the basement where the family began. Alright. Also on Friday, we will be doing Terminator Dark Fate 2019 film. Here's the plot in this film. In 1998, 3 years after averting the threat of Skynet, Sarah and John Connor are enjoying life by a beach in Livingston, Guatemala, when they are suddenly attacked by a T-800 Terminator sent back through time by Skynet prior to its erasure. The Terminator murders John before disappearing. 22 years later, an advanced Terminator called Rev 9 is sent back in time to Mexico City to murder Denny Remmels, while a cybernetically enhanced soldier, Grace is sent to protect her. The Rev 9, disguised as her father, infiltrates the assembly plant where Denny and her brother Diego work, but is thwarted by Grace, who escapes with the siblings. The Rev 9, revealing its ability to split into its cybernetic endoskeleton and its shape-shifting liquid metal exterior, pursues them, killing Diego and concerning Grace and Denny. However, Sarah arrives and temporarily disables the Terminator with explosives. Denny, Grace, and Sarah retreat to a motel so Grace can recover. Sarah reveals that she found them because in the years since John's death, she has received encrypted messages detailing the locations of arriving Terminators, each ending with "for John." Grace notes that neither Skynet nor John exists in her timeline. Instead, humanity is threatened by an called Legion, developed by the SAC NORAD by cyber warfare. Legion took control of servers worldwide, and in desperation, humanity tried to neutralize it with nuclear weapons, resulting in the nuclear holocaust and creating a global network of machines to terminate the human survivors. Grace traces Sarah's messages to Laredo, Texas, barely evaded by the Rev 9 and the authorities when crossing the Mexico-United States border. They arrive at their source, where they discover the same T-800 that murdered John, having fulfilled its mission, and with Skynet no longer existing, the T-800 was left aimless, and through learning it developed a self-awareness. During that time, it learned from humanity and built a conscience, taking the name Carl and adopting a human family. After learning how its actions affected Sarah and being able to detect temporal displacement, Carl decided to forewarn her of them to give her purpose. Carl offers to join them against the Rev 9, and they make preparations to destroy it. Sarah begrudgingly agrees to work together for Denny's sake. Anticipating the Rev 9's arrival, Carl bids its family farewell and tells them to escape. The group gives Denny tactical weapons training and plans how to ambush the Rev 9, and to do so, they seek out a military-grade electromagnetic pulse (EMP) from an acquaintance of Sarah's. The Rev 9 catches up with them, forcing them to steal the C5 Galaxy to escape, though the EMPs are destroyed in the resulting shootout. During the flight, Grace also reveals that Denny becomes the future founding commander of the Resistance, as well as her rescuer. Sarah and Carl realize that they were fated to meet Grace, and Denny, the Rev 9, boards their airplane by using a KC-10 extender and temporarily subdues Carl, forcing Grace, Sarah, and Denny to jump from the plane into a river near a hydropower plant, with Carl and the Rev 9 following close behind. Bludgeoned, the group makes a stand inside the ensuing battle. Carl and Grace force the Rev 9 into a spinning turbine, causing an explosion that critically damages the two Terminators and mortally wounds Grace. The damaged Rev 9's endoskeleton then incapacitates Sarah, forcing Denny herself to confront it. A dying Grace tells Denny to use her power source to destroy the Rev 9. Denny tries to fight the Rev 9, but is quickly overpowered. Carl reactivates itself and restrains the Rev 9, allowing Danny to stab it with Grace's power source. Carl drags itself and Rev 9 over a ledge and tells Sarah for John right before the power core explodes, destroying them both. Sometime later, Danny and Sarah watch over a 10-year-old Grace at a playground with her family, the former determined to avert Grace's death. Sarah then tells Danny she needs to get ready with Grace, watching as the pair drives off. Alright. Also on Friday, we will be doing Trial by Jury, to a 1994 film. Here's a plot to this film, but this article needs an improved. Plot summary, November 2015. Crime boss Rusty Pyrone, Armand Ascente, is about to stand trial again, and Daniel Graham, Gabriel Byrne, of the district attorney's office is determined this time to put him behind bars. Pyrone sends one of his henchmen, a burned-out ex-cop named Tommy Vesey, William Hurt, to threaten Valerie Easton, Joan Welly Kilmer, a juror, unless she corroborates by finding Pyrone innocent and deadlocking the jury. Vesey intends to do harm to Valerie's young son. 11 jurors vote guilty. Valerie incurs the wrath of the others, who feel Pyrone's guilt is obvious. But one by one, though, she begins to persuade others to vote her way. Pyrone goes free. Graham is furious, and when he discovers Valerie's role in the verdict, he begins to pressure her. Valerie is adamant that she has done nothing wrong and feels that she has protected her son, but Pyrone won't leave it at that. He forces himself sexually on her and continues to make veiled threats against her life. Vesey's conscience gets the better of him, and he intervenes in an attempt by Pyrone's jealous woman, Wanda, to have Valerie killed. Vesey dies in the act of saving Valerie's life. With nowhere else to turn, Valerie decides to seduce Pyrone at his home, then kill him herself. Alright. Also on Friday, we will be doing a Wild America 1997 film. Here's a plot to this film. In the summer 1967, Marshall Stauffer is chased in Fort Smith, Arkansas, by his two older brothers, Mark and Marty. The brothers love using Marshall to film him in stunts, which he dislikes. Occasionally, Marty and Mark will show footage of their antics in their garage to all their friends. Marshall repeatedly and secretly gets revenge on his brother's pranks against him by pulling diminutive, malicious stunts like cleaning the toilet with his brother's toothbrushes and filling their canteens with downstream river water that they were at that current time on urinating then. Mark and Marty have a dream of filming dangerous animals around the country, and the dream starts when they find a rare special camera in the shop where they have their films developed. Despite their father Marty Sr.'s insistence that they cannot afford the camera, he relents after their mother, Agnes, says that she will give them her vacation money that she has been saving for several years. Marty and Mark purchase the camera and begin planning their trip. Their father is against the idea. The three brothers start camping. First, they miss a shot of catching an eagle, then go to the film with some alligators, and starts by seeing a man who was attacked by an alligator. As they go on a swamp on a boat, Mark throws some bait, but it lands in the trees. Trying to retrieve it, his clothing gets stuck in the branch. underwater and he starts to drown. Marshall and Marty drive the boat in attempts to save him, but it crashes into another branch, which sends Marshall flying into the water. Marshall gets a knife from Marty and cuts Mark loose, but Marshall is now dealing with a bigger problem. He and the alligator are face to face. Marshall is able to get back on the boat in time. When they get back to the hut, the alligator man, Stringo, tells them about how back when he served in the Korean War, he befriended a fellow soldier named Phil. Stringo and Phil would exchange stories about their wilderness adventures. Stringo would talk about hunting alligators, but and Phil would tell tall tales about bears. There was Marty's attention and he asks about it. Strangled states that Phil was talking about the cave full of hundreds of bears somewhere out west. They drive northwest until they reach Devil's Playground in Colorado, the last home of the wild American wolf. Devil's Playground is located on government-protected land. They catch footage of a wolf creeping up on a doe. Then, as a wolf is about to ambush the doe, there is a series of explosions. The brothers look up and see two F-4 Phantoms flying overhead. The pilots see the brothers and turn around, firing missiles at them, eventually hitting the giant boulder and knocking the three down. As they get up, a herd of wild horses comes thundering towards them. They get in the truck just in time to film it. When the horses pass, Marshall sees an owl that looks a lot like this owl, Leona. The three follow it and discover a cave. On the wall of the cave is an ancient Indian drawing of a cave filled with bear-shaped figures. Marty and Mark draw it in Marshall's chest and show it to an old Native American woman. The woman tells them that it's located near Arapaho Peak in Montana. After a strange man, Danny Glover, saves Marshall after going down the stream, he tells the brothers about the cave where it is too. During the journey, they meet a woman whose husband was killed by bears. When returning to their van, they discovered they've been robbed, but they still got the film. Mark breaks his leg after getting into a fight with Marty. Despite his injury, they continued finding the bear cave. They discovered it and began filming while the bears are asleep. But the bears wakes up. Luckily, the brothers sing a song that pulls them to sleep. However, the bears wake up. But after some bat guano lands on one of their lamps and they manage to escaped. Not before grabbing the camera. Upon returning home, Marshall learns his dad never flew the plane and things start going downhill when the brothers get injured and is in the hospital, causing the boys and their mother to do the work now. The next day, Marshall flies the plane, but Leon, Tracy Walter, jumps and helps while flying it. After flying it, his father ends up being impressed for learning how to fly it. They display the film at the school gym, and everyone claps. But when their adversarial affiliate DC makes a rude comment, their dad begins to applaud, having the crowd cheer and clap. DC, who is always being a devil's advocate from the beginning, becomes the only one who wants his money back, which he gets from Marty Sr., but everyone else comments, all of the brothers with compliments. Marshall and his dad smile at each other. Alright, that's all the home VLOs we got. So second, we will be doing Monkey Pictures and Roman Cat Productions and Donkey Tooth Company shorts. It is about the flower who was made by Maurice Brazil Prendergast, American, born in Canada, 1858 to 1924. Flowers in a Blue Vase. The flowers in the blue vase was in a painting of Maurice Brazil Prendergast, but it's made in the art gallery. Alright, that's all the shorts we got. So third, we will be doing Samsung Galaxy S10 Lite. It's a continuation of Magical Girls, and girls of Panzer, Katusha, and Clara, and Nona, and the Big Bad Wolf and the hyenas are fighting off each other. As the hyenas fights off, the Magical Girls, including the man who is strong enough to defeat the Magical Girls, but is attacked by a Big Bad Wolf. Well, the Big Bad Wolf exchanges to the wolfy boiled soup, and then the hyenas took off and kills off the man, and then the man rescues the hyenas, and because of that, Magical Girls defeated, and the whole thing of the school exploits them as punishment. Alright, that's all I got for today. Let's do some work now. Hey, Makoto. Hey, Sharkima. How was I'll let me talk to first. Okay, go ahead. How was your class today? All good. I didn't say how are you. It's okay. How's my something? How was your something today? How is my work today? How is your club joining today? It's pretty good. Well, I guess I was really visiting, huh? You were visiting the whole time. Said hi. Yeah. So, things have gone better this year. Yeah. So what do you like to do about it tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday, huh? Yeah. What are you gonna do on 2 o'clock? Well, actually, I have to make money not say Seton Academy by 7 o'clock. Really? Yes. Because I have to do it tonight. Yeah, it's good to know. Okay, let's just stop the video, okay? Okay, good.